The Differently Brained team acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we record, edit, and stream this podcast. We pay our respects to all First Nations peoples and their elders past, present, and emerging. We extend that respect to all First Nations cultures and their ongoing connection to the lands, waterways, and communities. Let's get into it.
Hey June, you were a month, not a bad month, but not a great one. The minute you turn into July, then you'll be July, and it'll be better. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey Jude. I'm so happy and kind of surprised that we genuinely didn't think of anything better in a whole month, because we pitched that was going to be the song in May, and the fact that neither of us came with anything better than that is just... There's just not enough songs about June, I guess.
There's nothing better.
Guys, welcome to the June community episode of Differently Brained. Those dulcet tones were Lachlan Rutherford. I'm Jacinta Dietrich, and June is done and dusted.
Yeah.
It'll almost be July.
It will be. Do we have one for July?
I guess you'll all just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it out there this month because then we're going to be trapped and we're going to be stuck into it and we won't find anything good. Lachlan, darling, You said June was a month, not a bad one, but not a great one.
Yeah.
How was June for you, buddy?
Mate, it was a month. It was fine. I honestly, whenever we do these episodes, I feel as though I don't really have a lot to input into like things that have happened to me, but that's largely because I don't do a lot of things at the moment. I do this podcast and a few other things, but that will change. How about you?
Yep.
Tell me, you've had quite the eventful and not great June, haven't you, my friend?
I've had quite a June, to be honest. It's been a weird time. So Lucas has been traveling around for work for a little bit because he's a fancy businessman now.
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful man that he is, the first time he went to New Zealand and came back, he brought me a plush Kiwi toy.
What a shame.
And the second time he went to New Zealand and came back, he brought me COVID.
Oh, what a dog.
Little different gifts there. Nice to know, I'm thought of. Prefer not. So, yeah, we had COVID for the start of the month, which sucked. And then when that had finally settled down, because it took like 2 or 3 weeks, my wisdom tooth decided to just fuck shit up and it infected my gum. So I've had a few emergency department visits this month, quite a few dental appointments. I'm on antibiotics, had a bit of cheeky codeine for a bit because, yeah, my body just decided, well, fuck ya. So, yeah, not a great month health-wise, meaning not a great month, productivity-wise or anything else. I've been getting a lot of bullshit done, though. So I have completed watching House for the first time all the way through ever. So that is complete. I've started watching Gossip Girl because I missed that in its prime, which honestly now watching it, I have no clue how I missed it.
It's up your alley?
It's absolutely up my alley. Oh my God. I was watching the OC and not watching Gossip Girl. What? It's beautiful. The soundtrack is obviously fantastic because it is the hottest 100 of those years. So it's just some really trashy 2010s music and I'm here for it. Stuff that has not aged particularly well either, which is always fun. Speaking of not aging particularly well, my latest deep dive I was explaining to you earlier and we decided to save it further for the podcast, but it has been Bridgerton month. you're not a Bridgerton person because you're wrong.
Because I'm a bloody loser. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I have been deep in Bridgerton. Lucas, just amazing suitor that he is, got us a projector for part 2. So I watched the second part of season 3.
Is he into it, by the way?
Oh, Lucas is well into it. It was one of those shows where like Lucas was like, "No, you can watch it by yourself. Oh, I'm not really interested." And then you'd see him like lingering in the room. And then I was like, that's it, we're restarting. And he's watched every season like with me from, he would have got on board like halfway through season 1 and we went back to the start. And yeah, he's a Bridgerton guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's okay to admit it. If he's not, well, it's out there now. He'll be fine. But yes, so we Bridgertoned. But because I obviously got deeply obsessed, like everybody else in the universe except you, my social media has been full of Bridgerton stuff. And so I kept seeing Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope, pranking Luke Newton, who plays Colin, by playing one of his boy band's songs. So he was a boy band in his youth, and the song is called Cougar Town. And I kept seeing this prank video show up, like constantly. And every single time they talked about, you know, South 4 as a band and their song Cougar Town, I was like, you can't, what boy band has a song called Cougar Town? So I went and looked it up, and oh my God, it is exactly as terrible as it sounds. The lyrics are cooked.
Probo.
Just oh my lord. But the bigger problem is it's so catchy.
Yeah.
So I've been running around for like most of this month humming this probo song that I'm really hoping no one else knows the lyrics to, because I looked them up and it's, you know, not cool. They're looking for cougars twice their age or more. They want to rubber it up, and here we go. They want to get down to Cougar Town. It is like, and I feel filthy the whole time. I'm like really enjoying it musically, and then also really upset that like I went and did the maths also, because then I'm a weirdo and, you know, figured out that Luke Newton, who plays Colin, is 31. His birthday's 2 months ahead of mine. We're basically the same. And so he would have been like 18 or 19 kind of thing. The thing is, as well, Colin's not even my favorite character. Luke Newton's not my favorite actor. I have no idea how I have ended up in this very, very deep Luke Newton dive, but I now know a weird amount about this dude. He was in a Disney musical mystery TV show called The Lodge that only got 2 seasons, which also happened to star one of the actors from Dead Boy Detectives, if anyone's interested. It is just, it's gotten really deep.
It sounds a bit like a cult to me, mate.
COVID is not good for me. I get really weird, and I just become just mildly a stalker for people I don't even give a shit about. Like, to be fair, my favorite character is Eloise, and Claudia Jessie, who plays her, does not have any social medias or any weird historical boy band past. So, you know, maybe if she did, maybe I would deep dive on her. But yeah, that's what happened to me. I got COVID, I got wisdom teeth, I got weird into Bridgerton.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
good on.
That's a good one. So let's take those as losses, shall we?
How embarrassing. How are you going with your intention for the year?
My intention for the year is very much, again, always in the background. And when something seems to happen that I can attribute recalibrating to, I go, oh, I'm recalibrating. Yay, go me.
So you're really actively doing it then,
totally,
right?
Yeah. No, there have been a couple of things that have happened this month, which I won't go super far into on the podcast, where I've just been able to become more at peace with certain things, and also kind of do a lot of self-reflection. The self-reflection is very much still in my head, and I want to get it out on paper or something just to kind of work through it. I'm deliberately being vague and sort of new agey with my thoughts. That's intentional. I promise you, I hate the fact that I'm talking like this, but it's the only way that I know how to at this point. So yeah, recalibration has been steadily moving at a pace. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you, builder?
Builder. Actually, really well, I think. As much as this month wasn't much of a doing kind of thing, I have seen the culmination of a lot of things that I had worked on earlier in the year.
Mhm.
So by the time this episode is out, I'll be able to announce it, I'm pretty sure. So I found out this month that I am the recipient of a Creative Australia grant. Grant.
You're in Victoria.
Grant.
Speak properly.
So I have funding from beautiful Creative Australia to finish the manuscript that I've been working on for what feels like forever for the next 6 months. So I'll be able to, I have a budget and hours tucked away to work on that part-time, which is just so exciting because if for anyone who's done any grant application at all, especially the Creative Australia ones, I completely understand why they are so thorough, but they are so much hard work. And they are definitely one of the things that when I was choosing a word, I was thinking, you've got to do that groundwork, you've got to do the building, you've got to do the behind the scenes things, and having build in my mind at the start of the year in terms of coming back to this application for the third time. Like I've given it a solid go quite a few times. It's just been so amazing that I have a thing to be like, yeah, because I didn't see it coming at all. Like I was rejected the last 2 times with like really wonderful feedback as well every time. And so I was like, yeah, nah, it's good and it's a great project and they support it. Just there's not the funding there for it. And so to be picked this time was just...
It's so good.
Also, my Wheeler Centre fellowship is finishing up, which is really sad because I've absolutely loved having that desk in there and I've really missed it this month because I haven't been able to be in there because of COVID and then the wisdom tooth and things like that. So still building with my Wheeler Centre, but it'll be nice to basically finish up and start, my Creative Australia time at the same time. And so I've been making my desk a little cuter and a little neater. And so the building is starting to pay off, I guess.
Nice.
But I'm still going to have to remember that you have to do the hard work to get the things. It's still about building and doing the behind the scenes thing, because even if I hadn't got this grant and I hadn't got this fellowship, doing those bits and pieces and applying for those things and reaching out to people still would have been incredibly, incredibly important. So
yeah,
the building it's building. It's fucking building.
Nice.
Which, simultaneously, that is also my win for the month. Do you have a win or a loss to share with the crew?
My wins probably just been keeping on doing the exercise stuff. Like, I don't know if it's doing that much, but I'm doing it. And, some exercise is better than none, as they say.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. And consistency as well. Just to be consistently doing something is a win on its own.
Thing is, I think that I don't know, like, this is probably something for a whole other episode maybe, but I can look at myself sometimes and I think, oh yeah, I don't look too bad. And then other times I can't bear what I look like, and it's like in regards to my weight, I guess. Even though I'm not actually that overweight, I'm pretty much fine. But anyway, that's been a win that I've been keeping on with that. And also I have narrowed down dates to, well, kind of some dates to go to Melbourne to visit.
Woohoo!
Down there. I'm wanting to coincide it with a concert. I want to see Grace Cummings live in concert on, I think it's the 12th. So if I can get there before then, I can see her. And then after that, I'll just hang around in Melbourne annoying you for ages, for a month. It would be great.
Yeah, do it. Get ready. We're going to podcast together. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. As far as losses go, I sent you a weird message yesterday on Facebook about, like, I asked you if you could bear a philosophical question while you were at the dog park. And I feel as though sometimes, and maybe someone else has felt the same way, and I really would like to know if anyone else does or has in the past. But the feeling is that I've switched my brain off for whatever reason, maybe for a coping mechanism or just to relax or whatever. And I've never switched it back on again. I don't know. I just feel as though my mind isn't really working as well as it should lately. And hopefully that phrase might resonate with someone who can say, oh, yeah, I feel the same way. Anyway, that's all.
Anyway, that's all.
Yep.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Lachlan. Did you want to jump into our community wins and losses?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
get on it.
I've got here a win and a loss from Marjorie. Marjorie says, I've been able to take action on some issues which I've been pushing aside, namely regarding yard maintenance and accepting that she needs help for that, like professional help.
Well done.
And the blunder, she says that she's been knitting a small blanket, but the end result is full of mistakes. It's a little bit hard to read Marjorie's handwriting. End result is full of mistakes. The knitted squares that she made were like a good distraction, and not all of the squares fit together. So thank you for that, Marjorie. Thank you.
Your mum's name's Gail.
My mum's middle name is Gail. My mum's first name is Marjorie.
Your mum's a filthy liar. What?
I know, yeah. And she's got really bad handwriting.
I was going to ask why you have a handwritten one, given that we get them all online. Wait, what? So we've all been calling what?
You've all been gaslit by my mum for however many years. Me too, don't worry. I thought her name was Mum for ages.
Why does she go by Gail and not Marjorie? I'm absolutely shook by this. I feel lied to. I've been betrayed.
she prefers Gail.
She's not even Mother G. She's Mother M.
Mother M.
What?
Yep.
Ugh, it's wrong.
I know.
It's wrong.
Anyway, thank you for that, Mum.
I love involving our community in our podcast, both our wider one and our immediate family and friends. It brings me such joy. Outside of Gail the liar, Michael has just started his own podcast called the Deep Dive Podcast. So everybody go and check that out. Give it a listen. I'll pop it in the show notes. That is just so wonderful to hear. We absolutely love seeing other people starting podcasts. We know how much joy ours brings us. So it makes us just so stoked that other people are doing it.
Yeah.
And Leah said she finally submitted her want to be a guest on Differently Brained form. So keep an ear out for that. Yay! We will have Leah on the show hopefully in the next couple of months, but that is just so sweet that that's someone's win for the week. Just, I read that. I thought I was going to cry. It was just so nice. Final one, Jess caught and released G34 on Wednesday after he was seen with fishing line around his neck. There's a photo attached to show you what G34 is. It's a bird. I can't tell you the type. Oh, it's a swan? It's a black swan, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling confident. Jess will correct me if not. But that is so lovely. I love watching Jess's wildlife rescue stories. And if you haven't heard, she was on the podcast very recently talking about her zebra diagnosis and last year with her mum, who I'm pretty sure doesn't lie about her first name. So very interesting. If you guys want to get in on this, if you want us to share your name on the podcast, if you want us to, share your wins, share your losses, have a laugh, have a giggle, have a cry, join us in the Facebook page. It makes us so happy. We just love having everyone there. We're up to 120 members, which I understand, tiny drop in the ocean in terms of the internet, but the fact that there's 120 people sitting on the other side of a group watching me post and listening to our crap and engaging with us just makes us so happy. So get in there. It's also an amazing place for other resources. So feel free to, pop your own posts up and things like that, because we have so many wonderful people who are keen to help, who know just so much about many, many other things that Lachlan and I do not. So
yes.
Get in there, come and see us. That's also where you go to pitch yourself as a guest for Differently Brained. So if you have been listening to a few episodes and you're like, all right, I'm ready, let's go, that's where you'll find the form. But yeah, come and join us.
And also, thank you everyone online who's been giving us requests and ideas and whatnot to talk about an issue. We all love them a lot, but we kind of want to do full-on episodes for them. So keep an eye out for those in the future. Like, as in full-on episodes of me and Jacinta talking about it. Anyway, what we're doing today, though, is we're going to be talking about a discussion that was had by some of our mutual friends that I don't know anything about. We want to talk a little bit about, there's a term here that I've heard many times before. It's called spill the tea. I don't understand it, but let's spill the tea.
Absolutely. We got so many messages, and all of them were just so brilliant that, yeah, like Lachlan said, they're full episode ideas. You guys are great. Watch out for those. But I had a conversation, a phone chat with a friend this month, and I personally want to know where each of us come down on this, and then also I want to know what the community thinks, because I think it's funny. So ideally, I will remember to not use their real names for anonymity purposes, but we have mutual friends. They are beautiful, delightful individuals. These individuals are a couple. Let us call them Simone and Lucas, if you will. Now, Simone and Lucas have been living together for a little bit. And I get a call from Simone the other day, and they are telling me about their meal times. So Simone loves to cook. Simone loves to cook a bunch of different things, try new recipes, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 and get it out there. But Simone is also very particular in, if they're cooking a recipe, they want to follow the recipe, like very hardcore follow the recipe. Now, Lucas is a little more of a selective eater from what I have been told. I'm only getting one side of the story as well, so if Simone and Lucas want to come on and air their dirty laundry next community episode, you're welcome. But Lucas is a more selective eater and doesn't enjoy particular proteins. So not a lamb eater, not really a pork eater, not a beef eater if they can avoid it. Just mostly big on the chicken, will eat some fish, but, you know, has specific textures and flavors that they enjoy, which absolutely don't we all. So Simone wanted to cook a boeuf bourguignon, or however you say it. I'm no Julia Childs or whatever her name is.
Clearly not.
That's Julia Childs. Ain't no Meryl Streep. Good one. So Simone wanted to cook beef bourguignon or some hearty beef stew, and Lucas responded with, great, can you do it, but like, can you make it with chicken instead? Now, the tea that poured forth from this, and the dilemma that I want to put to you, Lachlan, and to you, community, is food substitutes. Yes, absolutely. If you make boeuf bourguignon with chicken, it is not, in fact, boeuf bourguignon anymore. But does that make it completely unacceptable? Simone is upset that if you're cooking a recipe, you can't substitute something because you're not cooking that particular recipe, which I understand, but also you gotta be a bit flexible. Also, apparently Lucas, in Simone's opinion, would just eat chicken every night forever, and Simone is not vibing with that. They want to be a little more adventurous with their food. How do we feel about substitutes in a recipe, specifically the proteins, I guess? Lachlan, thoughts?
Okay, so protein, I don't have a problem with that. I've made beef Rogan Josh before with chicken. I don't care.
Is it still Rogan Josh, though?
Yes, it is still Rogan Josh, because Rogan Josh is not exclusive to beef, I guess. Also, it shouldn't really be beef at all because it's an Indian thing and they don't eat.
True.
Anyway. But I know of a person, let's call her Marjorie, who likes to substitute so many other things within the recipe, not the protein. The protein is a different kettle of fish. I don't care about the protein as long as I'm guessing.
So even if someone wanted to make boeuf bourguignon and they put chicken in and it became chicken bourguignon, that's okay?
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
I would prefer beef bourguignon because I like beef bourguignon, but ultimately if I really wanted to cook those flavors in particular, and there was someone who, like, for example, my brother-in-law can't eat meat, and I want to cook something for the family, and I really want to have that, but I got to do it with chicken. I'll go, yeah, fine, I'll do it, and it'll be.
But you'll be flexible.
I'll be flexible, yes.
Interesting, very interesting. But it's still not. We can agree.
It's not buff burger.
Correct. You're not following the recipe. It becomes something different, but that something different is acceptable.
Yeah.
What are Marjorie's crimes in the kitchen?
So I wish that I could tell you all of them off the top of my head. One time she decided to make some sort of teriyaki chicken and rice thing, I believe, but she didn't have any soy sauce of any variety. I actually have no idea what kind of sauce she used. But then she splashed some mirin in it and said, there you go, it's teriyaki.
Okay, you can't substitute something and then call it the same thing. Like, you can't splash some mirin in it and call it teriyaki. You can't put chicken in it and call it boeuf bourguignon. You can't put lamb in it and call it beef Rogan Josh. That I'm fine with, but like, again, Marjorie is such a liar. She's not coming out great in this episode.
I love you, Mum.
It's all right,
Marjorie.
Marjorie doesn't listen to our show anyway, so it's fine.
She might listen to this one. I hope not, though, because I've said the word fuck a bit. Oh, God.
Oh, that's it. You're fired. Okay. So I was trying to, as a fellow selective eater, I did lean more towards the Lucas side of this engagement. Also, just to be clear, it's not my Lucas. That's just the really bad replacement name I came up with. So I was trying to explain. So for me, as long as it's within the same category, it's okay kind of thing. And you acknowledge that there's a difference. So like you can substitute proteins. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I know it's not going to taste the same, but it'll taste pretty similar. Like you can substitute veggies. Like if you don't have potato, but you got sweet potato, totally fine.
Yeah.
If you swap out some onions for spring onion, if you swap out carrot for, I don't know, zucchini or something like that, I'm okay with that. There's probably a line where I stop being okay with it, but that's all right. Sauces are like, that's a little bit different. If you're told you're getting teriyaki and you in fact do not get teriyaki, that I feel like if the sauce is a integral part of the dish, like if I ask for sweet and sour chicken and you give me not sweet and sour sauce, I'm not going to be impressed. So I think, it depends in that regard. But everything else I think is relatively fair game, I'd even accept I was going to say I would accept like a pasta dish served with rice or vice versa, but I'm probably not
depends.
actually.
That's
too far.
Yeah. I wonder if this has got something to do with Simone's cow-bird taxonomy that they've got going on.
Simone is a great categorizer. We know that Simone really, really likes things in a particular way. And in their defense, they're not wrong of if you make a meal with different ingredients, it is not in fact that meal. Fundamentally, yes, but in a practical life sense, get over yourself.
Well, so I wanted to make beef rendang. For starters, I was going to make it with chicken, so not beef rendang at all. But one of the most important ingredients in that particular curry is galangal, which is a ginger-flavored type of plant or root or something. And it's very, very hard to get. You get them at Asian grocers and that kind of thing, which at the time we didn't have. So I decided to not make it based on that because that is a crucial ingredient in that curry.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense. But you wouldn't substitute it for like ginger or something else similar?
I probably would.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. See, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as lamb bourguignon or something else? Is there another?
I mean, bourguignon is it's a red wine kind of sauce.
I was going to say it's just the sauce, isn't it? It's like the teriyaki, the sweet and sour.
Yeah.
As long as you got that part fine.
I'd imagine the French would probably hate your guts for doing anything other than bourguignon, but I don't know. I'm not making it in France,
Exactly. See? Interesting. I do see where Simona's coming from, though, given that I have relatively rigid rules around like when I eat certain foods and what foods are what. So I've got very clear breakfast foods, lunch foods, and dinner foods. And you can sometimes eat a lunch food for dinner and a dinner food for lunch, but they have to be like leftovers and stuff.
Yep.
And like you can't eat most leftovers for breakfast. Like there's only some leftovers. So like I can eat pizza for breakfast.
Yeah,
That's
boy.
fine.
Millennial
But like
life.
I can't eat soup for breakfast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that regard, I should probably, get off my high horse and stop throwing stones at someone else's glass house because, I just have different rigid rules around food. But also like, mate, if Lucas wants to eat chicken every night, Lucas wants to eat chicken every night. Make chicken bourguignon. Get over yourself. Anywho, guys, let us know what you think. I'll hopefully pop up a Facebook post about this, and I want to hear all about.
This is now a cooking podcast, a mental health, neurodiversity, and cooking podcast, differently reigned and plated.
Oi! That's pretty good, actually. Maybe that's what this episode's been called. That's so good. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, amazing. And of course, keep sending us your questions, your dilemmas, your topics. We love them. If we want to do deep dives on them, we'll do full episodes. That makes us so excited. Send us DMs, send us emails, send us voice notes, any of the things, all the things, whatever's most accessible to you guys. But, we absolutely love having these just absolutely random topics to come with. And, if you guys give them to us, then I don't feel so bad about stealing our mutual friends' lives. I'm lying. I don't feel bad at all. I needed to put their tea out there. Also, something that we forgot that we were going to do this month, Lachlan, until I remembered it literally just now is...
What?
Remember how you plug a guest basically every episode? We were going to make a section for it. This month, who are you shouting out that you want on the pod?
Can we name this segment and have a jingle as well for future?
You do the editing, mate. If you want a jingle and a name for it. What's the segment called, buddy?
The segment's called Rutho's Celebrity Picks.
Why do you only get celebrity picks?
I mean, I don't. It's just that I came up with the idea, so it's,
Okay. It is now time for Rutho's Celebrity Picks. It sounds like pictures. It sounds like nudes.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't like that.
We're going to have to workshop it. Anyway, Who are you hoping to get on the podcast?
I actually haven't been thinking about this.
A rookie mistake, mate. This is the one thing you do every time. Off script.
Oh, who's a person? I would like to have Tim Minchin on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, that's it. Anyone with any degrees to Tim Minchin, hook us up. He has a new book out recently, actually.
Oh, really?
Something about bite-sized ambition or something like that. Oh,
Okay.
mate, maybe we should, I'll get on to Tim Minchin's agent, but if anyone listening can connect us to Tim Minchin, that'd be cracker. That'd be such a good one. Oh, an excellent brother celebrity pick.
What about you? Who would you pick?
Ooh, I'm trying to think if I said anyone last time so that I don't double up. Look, mate, I've been trying to get her for ages. I want Celia Piccola on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just what a woman, what a star, what a comedian, what a just fantastic human being. I want Celia Piccola. Whatever my 7 degrees to Celia Piccola are, get it done. Get it done.
I hope she hears that.
That was a really interesting new segment. I'm not sure if it'll stay.
Hey, at least like now that we've done it twice, it'll get ingrained in our minds and we'll be able to think about it for the rest of the month. And actually
True.
And I'll come up with a jingle. And we also, it can't be Rutho's celebrity picks. That's bad. It's not.
That is really bad, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Amazing. You guys let us know if you like that or if you guys have people that you want to hear us talk to. We'll do our best to get them, or you do your best to get them for us. I don't know. Yeah, you do the work. No, not really. We love you.
All the things that we've done for you, maybe pay it forward, you know? I mean,
as always, it has been an absolute delight and unhinged experience doing this episode with you, buddy. I love our community episodes. I think we just go to town.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoy them as well, come join our Facebook group because it's like this all the time. Well, whenever I post. Lachlan, you should post more. Oh my God, so selfish.
I don't know what to say.
If you love the podcast.
I'll just post pictures of myself looking directly into the camera saying, I feel like I'm recalibrating today. And that will be my contribution.
That's really weird, and I'm not sure if our listeners or Facebook group want that.
Exactly. I barely do.
If you really love the podcast and everything that we do, please leave us a review or a rating. It does help feed the algorithm. It helps us find other people. We would really appreciate it. Sharing us on social media is just our favorite. We would absolutely love that. Tell us what you guys want to see. We know that Lachlan loves the reels. So if there's stuff that you want Lachlan to do, you let me know. I'll make it happen.
Dance on the hot plates.
Otherwise, we'll see you guys in a week with another normal episode.
Maybe. Bye.
Bye.
Differently Brained shares the opinions of individuals and does not consider your personal circumstances. Differently Brained exists purely for information purposes and should not be relied on as health or medical advice. Because no brain is the same, please consult your healthcare professional for your personal medical needs.